Okay, so before we move on here, let's clean up a couple things. So this hello Evernote, let's go ahead and delete that. And that goes into the trash. And if I just click on this down arrow, I can empty the trash, or I can right click and empty the trash. Get rid of any notes that you don't want. A couple things, if you look at this little view options down here, if I click on that, I can choose to look at my notes in list format. I prefer snippets, but that gives you a choice. You can also choose the sort by and choose the date or title ascending and descending, etc. And then this little button here, if I hover over this border here, you can see that I can drag this back and forth. But this little button here allows me to collapse that pane altogether if I want to get more space for my notes and then the body of the text. If I click it again, it will toggle it back and forth. Okay, so now we've got this Evernote hands-on training note, and we've got this how-to note and then the original note. So these two notes seem to go together. Notes that go together we generally want to keep together in a notebook. Right now we only have this one default notebook. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on this first notebook and I'm going to rename this. And I'm going to call mine Inbox. This is sort of a traditional way to name your default inbox or your default notebook. You can choose whatever you want, though. Obviously, you could choose your username if you wanted to, but inbox is a nice starting container that most people are comfortable with and used to from dealing with things like email. But then under the notebooks section, I want to create a new notebook, and I'll call this tutorials. Could call it resources, whatever, but I'm going to call it tutorials, and I'm going to use this to keep any notes that I create that deal with tutorials, how-tos, things of that sort. So this one, this Evernote how-tos right here, I can click on this and I'm just going to drag that over the tutorials notebook. And then the hands-on training, another way we could do that is if we click on edit here. Right now it's under inbox. I can change this to tutorials by selecting that, and now I'll have two notes under the tutorials, and I have the one getting started note under my inbox still. So now we have a couple different notebooks that we can work with. Now going back to the original Evernote notebook, remember that under our tutorials we still got some things to do here. We need to install these three applications. We talked about that already. Let's go back to this note and let's go down here. Now what I'd like you to do is we're going to install the Web Clipper, Sketch, and Evernote Clearly. So here if you click on the Sketch, it'll take you to a page that looks like this. And what you'll want to do is click on download for Mac, or if you're on Windows, download for Windows. And this, you can download it to your downloads folder, or you can put it on your desktop, wherever you want. And then what you would do is you would go to that downloads folder, double click on the sketch, it'll open up. At least on the Mac it will open up, and on Windows it'll just be the normal installation. But what you would do is you would drag this over to your applications and there will show up there, and then from there you can drag it down to your dock. Now I've already installed it, so I don't need to go through that process again. So just get rid of that. And then that was Sketch. We want to go to the Web Clipper, so you want to click on that, and that'll take you to this page, Evernote Web Clipper. And if you click on it, a little box will come up and it will allow you to add this. So I've already done it, but if you click on Add, it will put an icon like this in your command bar up here. Now again, I'm on Chrome, and this is the way it works on Chrome. It works similarly on Firefox. It doesn't work quite like this on Internet Explorer. Internet Explorer is a little bit challenging, so that's why I say it's a lot easier to use Chrome and Firefox. Those are the two I would suggest that you stick with, but choice is up to you. And then lastly, we want to go back to Evernote Clearly, and that will take you to a page like this, and it will install similarly. It's just an add-in to the browser. So you'll click on that, and then you'll click Add. I've already done that, and you'll get an icon that looks like this. Looks like a little desk lamp, and we'll see how to use this here in a second. So that's the web clipper, and we can close that up. And here is Clearly. We can close that one as well and get rid of Sketch. Okay, so you want to install those, and once you've done that, then we'll come back and we'll look at how we can use these.